Hello, flute people of the world. Mr. Fitz here. I'm going to play line 113 and then we will talk about it. Okay, here it goes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And now I'm going to do the hand clapping part. Okay? 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. Okay, so let's talk about this. The concept that they're teaching us is shown on the top of the page, the dotted quarter note and the single eighth note. Now these are really cool rhythms. They're very important rhythms used a lot in music. So mastery of these is your key to getting lots of more songs being able to be played. Now, if you notice up on the top, it says a dot after note adds half the value of the note. So if you think about that, that's why a dotted half note is 3 counts long, because half notes are normally 2, right? Assuming that you're in 4/4 time or 3/4 time. And so a half note's worth 2, and you put a dot to the right of it, it lengthens it by half of itself. So half of 2 is 1, therefore a dotted half note is 3. So in a similar way, a quarter note being worth 1 is now worth 1 1/2 when it has a dot to the right of it. All right. Now, you also know that eighth notes are worth half a count is correct. So what they're showing you here is this. They start with the first measure. And let me just do the foot cam. T, 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 right? Second measure is exactly the same. But in the third measure, they tie those 3/8 notes together. So the notes that are on the F, those 3/8 notes become 1. So if you were saying it, you would say like this, T, T, like T, E, E, except kind of all blended together. All right. Now, in the fourth measure, they take a quarter note and tie it to an eighth note. Ta, E, T. Okay? So exactly the same thing, because a quarter note's 1 and an eighth note's a half. You get 1 1/2. All right? And then finally, in the fourth measure, they give you a dotted quarter note and a single eighth note. The single eighth note's the thing with the flag on it. So that dotted quarter is equal to the same length as the 3/8 notes tied together that you had in the third measure, or the quarter note and the eighth note tied together in the fourth measure. I like to say this. When I see a dotted quarter, I like to say ta. I say ta, and then I say another ah, but I can combine them together. The other ah is when my foot hits the floor for the second beat. Okay? Now, when your foot hits the floor, that's only half of the second beat. When your foot comes up, you say T. Okay? So the whole dotted quarter eighth note is ta, T, like so. All right? So if you think of it that way, it'll make it easier for you to play. Meaning you see a quarter note, you say ta, then you say ah when your foot hits the floor again, and then when your foot comes up, you say T. All right? Now, so what I would recommend you do, break this down by saying it first, like this. T, 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 ta, E, T, ta, T, ta, T, ta, rest. Okay? So hopefully that should help you. And once you master that, then it's going to open up a lot of songs for you. All right? Have fun.